What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about who will compete in the Tournament of the Sources. So let's talk about this. So as of right now, Season 2 Part 2 hasn't come out yet, so I'll be guessing and theorizing which characters will compete in the Tournament of the Sources. But before we begin, let's talk about the rules of this tournament. Now, the Tournament of the Sources, you need, of course, elemental powers to compete. However, there are a few exceptions with some characters. So let's talk about the allies. So Lloyd, Nia, Aaron, Sora, Cole, Zane, and Wildfire will of course join the tournament. However, one of the episode descriptions says that of course the ninjas did not got an invitation, but however they will infiltrate the tournament of the sources to get their entry. So what I would probably assume is that Ross infiltrated their invitation. That way the ninjas can't go to the tournament because Lloyd got a vision that they needed to go to the tournament to of course rescue Kai. Speaking of Kai, Kai is likely not to join the tournament. However, we did got a minifigure of him, but it's likely non-canon because as of right now, Kai is still stuck in nether space with Bonzel. However, if they did manage to get him early on during the tournament, then it's most likely that we might see him wear and don his Source Tournament outfit. But maybe towards the end of the season, when he finally got rescued, the tournament would already be over. But let's talk about other characters that gonna appear other than the ninjas. Starting off with, of course, Geode and Euphrasia. Now, Ninjago fans did ask Doc White if these two characters will, of course, join the tournament with the ninjas, with Doc White saying, hashtag no spoilers, I can't talk about it. So it's most likely that they will, of course, join the tournament, even though Euphrasia has a new minifigure, and it's likely that she might wear that suit in the tournament. So I can't wait to see that. And I have some other theories of what Elemental Masters will, of course, join the tournament. Now, we already know that Mr. Pale and Tox will, of course, join the tournament, as we've seen in a bunch of promotional material. But what about other Elemental Masters? Now, I made a theory video of which Elemental Masters would, of course, return, and I have a few. Starting with, of course, Gravis, who's the master of Gravity, which I would assume he would join because they literally used the asset of his face for drama. So I would likely assume that he would, of course, return again. But what about these fan favorite elemental masters? Starting with, of course, Griffith Turner, the master of speed. I would likely see him join the tournament. Or Nero, the master of the mind, which I also likely see him to, of course, pop up in Dragon's Rising. Or Shay, the master of shadow, mostly because he's voiced by Andrew Francis, and plus he has a wolf face in his suit. Probably he's connected with the Wolf Warriors. I'm not sure. Maybe he's familiar with them, but who knows? And finally, we of course got Skylar. I would probably assume that Skylar would of course join, but to be honest, all of those characters that I just mentioned, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna of course join the tournament. Speaking of who's not gonna be joining the tournament, I'm thinking that Garbodon would join the tournament because he has a deep connection to, of course, the Forbidden Five and the Wolf Mask Warriors because of his brand new comic book, Shatterspin. And we just learned that Master Chen, who was, of course, his master back during the Serpentine War, that he gave Garmadon a quest to go to the wilderness to, go to the Shadow Dojo. So maybe we might see Garmadon join the ninja side to fight against, of course, Roz's army and stuff, because he knows about the Forbidden Five and Wolf Mask army. But maybe we might not see him. But those are, of course, the allies. Let's move on to, of course, the villains. Starting with, of course, Lord Roz and the Wolf Mask Warriors. Now, we, of course, know that they will, of course, join the tournament as well, especially with Cinder, Not, Jordana, and, of course, Evil J, because, yeah, they need their own team as well. And that's basically it. There's no other villains that's competing in the tournament, just them. And that's pretty much it. And there's probably one more character that I didn't mention, but maybe one of the Source Dragons. Mostly, of course, the Source Dragon emotion. And we do know that one of the sets, we do see Roz put like a giant throne on the Source Dragon emotion. So maybe Roz corrupts, the motion dragon using the gong, and she becomes evil. So yeah, and all of those characters will of course compete of the tournament cup, which you can see right in the center. And we don't have an official photo of it just yet, but this is just the Lego version. And yeah, and I really love, of course, the tagline of "Only one will rise," which is a reference to, of course, the tagline for season 4, "Only one will remain." But what do you guys think? Comment down below of which characters do you think should compete in the Tournament of the Sources. As of right now, the only confirmed ones are, of course, all of the villains and the ninjas, and quite possibly Geode and Euphrasia, and, you know, Mr. Pale and Tox. The rest of the Elemental Masters and Garmadon are most likely not gonna join, but if I would guess one of the Elemental Masters, probably like Shade and Skylar, and also Garbodon because he has a huge connection of the Forbidden Five and the Wolf Mask army. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys subscribe, turn on notifications whenever I post a brand new video, and until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!